We have our guy, the legend, Brian Baldinger, join us. Baldy, what's going on?
Well, good morning to you guys. It's good to be with you. I guess we kick off week 4 tonight, so we're just cruising along here.
We are cruising along. And before we jump into Broncos Monday Night Football against the Bengals coming up, Baldy, the Broncos have lost in heartbreaking fashion back-to-back weeks. They have not trailed in the fourth quarter this entire year until last-second field goals with no time left have they lost. So I want to ask you kind of big picture, should the Broncos be encouraged that they're, two last-second field goals away from being 3-0, or concerned that they can't close out games against good teams?
Well, the two teams that they have, been beaten by are undefeated. So, you are what your record says you are, all that kind of good stuff. I mean, I think they play good football, but this is sick football, but this is 60 minutes now. Like you just can't, if you want to be great, if you want to win the division, then you can't let these games slip away. This was a division game last week. They had the lead. They couldn't finish it out. Yes, the field goal beat them at the end, but they went down the field and made the plays against them. So you can talk about the defense and the players and the coach and what they did last year, but they're not getting off the field right now when they have a chance to get off the field, and they're allowing these other teams to be in position to kick these field goals. So to me, it's clearly on the Broncos right now. And can they dig themselves out of it? Of course they can, but it's on them right now to finish these games out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been so tough to watch because, like you said, the defense for 50 minutes this week looked really good, but then push came to shove, and like you said, they just could not get off the field. And that was kind of the calling card of the Broncos defense when they won the Super Bowl. The last great defense that we had here in Denver is in those moments they show up. Is that something that you think is learned? Is there something schematic, or what's going on there where it seems like everything changes and offense are just able to move the ball at the end of the game?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes teams just innately get a little conservative and they kind of aren't putting the same level of pressure that they did because they don't want to give up the big play, but they're allowed them to chip away. The Colts did that. Obviously, the Chargers just did that. But in the Chargers case, they gave up the touchdown to, Keenan Allen. Then they got the ball back. The offense didn't do much with it, and it allowed, Justin to go down or Herbie to go down there and do it again. So that was 2 plays. I mean, they had a chance. I mean, 3 guys had a chance to get to Herbert before the Keenan Allen touchdown, and they couldn't get him to the ground. They couldn't shake him up. And, and the ball was, the defense was perfect, and yet Keenan Allen still comes up with the play. So you could credit the Chargers with making the play, but I thought Zach Allen had a shot at Herbert right there. Mm-hmm. I thought Nick Bonito did. I mean, I think they had guys right there that could have, prevented that touchdown throw to Keenan Allen to get it to, 2020.
Baldy, last week the Broncos had 4 opportunities with the ball in their hand to extend a lead and potentially put the game away. This last week they had 2 opportunities with the ball in their hand to extend a lead and potentially put the game away. There's a lot of finger pointing going on in Denver about whose fault that is, that they weren't able to get points on those drives. When you watch the film, what do you see as why they're kind of stalling out as the game goes on?
Well, I think that, it started, I thought that the Chargers defensive tackles, played really well against them and kind of bottled things up in the run game. You want to try to bleed the clock, and they weren't getting any sort of chunk runs against them. I think that's where it starts. I mean, you got to win up front. And so that'd be I'm not looking to put blame on any particular group because it's a team effort, but I thought Jamari Caldwell and Tyler Tart, I thought those guys won the battles up front late in the game last week.
Baldy, your expertise and an area that's actually not getting much blame is the Broncos offensive line when it comes to pass protection. By so many metrics, they're graded out as the best pass protecting offensive line in the NFL. When you watch the film, is that what you've seen from them? Are they an elite unit for Bo up front when it comes to the pass game?
Well, I think Bo's movement helps. I think a lot of the design of Sean, some of the play action passes that he gets. I mean, I watched some of the play action passes where you're faking the toss and you're bootlegging. Some of the things that he does, it's the same thing Drew Brees did. And sometimes they get, the separation between the defensive line or anybody that's chasing after the quarterback, there's a 10-yard separation. And that's, some of that is play design, which really helps the offensive line as opposed to some of these other teams that are 7-step drops and not much play action, and they can really, start, winning some one-on-ones up front and putting immediate pressure. I think the play action passes that Sean designs, helps their offensive line a great deal.
Yeah, I want to flip to the run game too with the offensive line. Broncos have been really explosive in the run game, but just not consistent. There are too many runs that are stopping behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage. I'm curious if you see any trends there. What do you think of J.K. Dobbins too, who I love this stat. He's on pace to have the most rushing yards by Broncos running back since Clinton Portis in 2003.
Wow.
Yeah,
well,
pretty good.
Started off, J.K. started like this last year, for the Chargers, and then the injuries caught up to him. This is a kid that he's from this small town in Texas. I don't know why I'm blanking on it right now, but he went to Columbus, Ohio. He started as an 18-year-old freshman day one. He is a talented player. His only knock has been really health, whether it was in Baltimore or last year with the Chargers, is, injuries have caught up to him. But his ability to make people miss, to see a moving hole and be able to hit it the way that he does, like he's got all the skills to be an elite back. And so it's just a question of can he sustain it over a long part of the season right now.
Baldy, here's our question of the day. The Broncos are 1-2. They've got the Bengals at home on Monday Night Football. They got the Eagles after that. Then they're going to London. Does that all make this a must-win game for the Denver Broncos?
This is a get-right game. It's a get-right game. I mean, Cincinnati, they turned it over 5 times last week against Minnesota. The quarterback did not play well. They should have gotten beat, honestly. They should have gotten beat by Cleveland week 1. They should have been beaten by Jacksonville week 2 if the guys could catch, and either one of those teams. Like the record says they're 2-1 and they got smoked by Minnesota. But I don't think this is a very good football team. Like I think the offensive line is very average. Defensively, I think they've got a lot of issues. Like this is a bounce-back game and a get-right game. The Eagles are a good team. They're undefeated. They play Tampa this week. But they could easily be 0-3 if the Rams could make a kick, if CeeDee Lamb could catch the football in the fourth quarter. So, but that's the league right now. You're talking about your team being 1-2 and it's coming down to the last drive, last-second field goals. But that's it around the league. But this week, it's Monday night, Cincinnati. This is a get-right game. You get to 2-2, and, okay, you're like, you get through September, you're 2-2. Now you got, okay, we know what our issues are. We see them. Now let's go correct them. Let's get off the field. Let's go finish these drives and not allow these teams in. Like, this is the time to start stacking some wins right now.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Baldy. And when it comes to these Bengals, I view them the exact same way that you do. I think without Joe Burrow, they're a really bad team, and the Broncos have to take care of business. So in what has to happen for the Broncos to drop this one? Like, when I look at the Bengals, I see like Jamar and T have to combine for 300 yards or something like that. Like, what do the Broncos have to worry about in order to lose this game on Monday night?
Well, I mean, Jamar had 14 catches against Jacksonville 2 weeks ago. They threw to him 17 times. It's almost impossible to think that you could throw to a receiver 4 times a quarter and he catches almost every one. And that's with T on the other side. So that's who they are. But I would think that Patrick Surtain is going to enjoy the matchup with Jamar. Like, that should be worth the price of admission. I don't know if it's going to be play-to-play, but it should be a big chunk of the game. And so I'd say, put my best player and your best player, and let's just see what happens. We'll live with it. But honestly, Minnesota has got a good defense. They throw a lot of junk at you. With how they play their fronts and how they disguise their coverages, I think Denver could line up and just shut this team down. Like, I don't think they have to get fancy or anything. I think physically, if you look at the takeoff of Nick Bonito right now and in Jonathan Cooper, like, they probably have the best tandem of get-offs in this league. And you're looking at 2 tackles in Cincinnati that really struggle against guys that have fast takeoffs. And Zeus and Amelia's on the other side. So, to me, I can't see any discussion where the Bengals have a chance in this game on Monday night.
I love that. And Baldy, we're going to let you run on this one. Some people in Broncos country are starting to be concerned about Bo Nix and the overthrows that he had and his footwork. And is he going to develop into the guy that Broncos country wants? Are you starting to worry about Bo? And if not, why aren't you?
I think anytime a quarterback misses throws, you got to ask why he's missing a throw. Is it fundamentals? Is it why isn't he being accurate? Why is he sailing the ball? I saw it from Caleb Williams. You can talk about the 4 touchdown passes, but I saw him, miss a bunch of those. I saw Michael Penix was awful, setting his feet and making throws the other day. At some point, you have to become consistent, and you got to be able to throw the ball through the tire. And, so I'm not concerned right now because I saw him make a lot of great throws last year. But I think it comes down to really the footwork and the fundamentals. And that has to be done during the week, every week. It doesn't matter if it's just a warm-up drill or if it's a Saturday morning walkthrough, whatever it is. Like, it has to be a consistent thing. And I would say if Bo Nix is troubled by any of it, he should go back and watch Drew Brees throw the football and watch him go through progressions. You can always learn by watching that guy throw a football.
There's nothing better than a little Baldy's breakdown to get us going through the week. Baldy, we appreciate your time. Enjoy football this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, guys. Enjoy it Monday night.
Right on. Absolutely love talking to Baldy there.